What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Get It Right Saturday Night podcast. Once again, for the second week in a row, I am your host, Colin Fursley, and I'm here alongside my co-host, Oscar Morale.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Once again, Mr. Francis is not here. Maybe he's leaving us for good. You never know. I think he'll be back. Maybe we'll get some Marco Neto action at some point this year, hopefully. We'll see, we'll see. But for now, once again, it's just me and Oscar. And that's all you need because we have the most ball knowledge, as you guys know. Um, so just like last week, we're just gonna focus here on just football. MLB season is coming to an end very soon. There's a lot of tight races there for playoff spots, but we'll talk about that probably next week when the playoffs start. And hopefully we'll have Mark by then, so that should be fun. So we'll start off with college football. And like we do every week, let's take a look at the top 25 rankings for college football. And we got an interesting one this week, right? A lot of changes, a lot of upsets. Not a lot of upsets, some upsets. Start off with obviously the big U that's sitting at number 2 right there, Oscar. Miami moved up to number 2 after beating Florida. What do you think about that?
Well, I think it's valid. Um, as I said last pod, you can make the argument for Miami being number one. Again, like I said, I'm not mad at Ohio State being number one. They're still national champs, still undefeated, still beat the number one team in the country at the time when they beat Texas. And I understand Texas hasn't looked as good so far through the season, but you could say the same thing about Miami beating Notre Dame. So I'm not too mad about that. Again, the first game of the season is really like you don't know anything about anybody, how these teams are revamped. So those games, like depending on who you are as a team, it's either you could make the argument either easier or harder to win at the beginning of the season. So you don't put too much value into those. But they did beat the number one team in the country, who came into their house. Not mad at Ohio at number one, Miami number two. Showed super dominant performance against UF on the defensive side of the ball. There were no third down completions throughout the game for UF, thanks to that Miami defense. There was also only one first down through the first half, and I believe 5 total in the entire game. First downs for UF due to that Miami defense. So the U is back, man. That defense is legit. Penn State at 3. I would personally have them lower, man, just because they haven't faced anybody at all. But
they got a big test this week,
yeah,
though.
they do, and we'll get to that. LSU.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm fine with the rest of the top 10. Honestly, maybe put in Indiana over like FSU. I think if you put FSU at 11, it's not just because the way they beat Illinois was crazy.
Demolished.
Yeah, who was ranked at 9 according to the AP poll. And I understand the FSU win against Alabama is very, very good. But Indiana is just, they have that more recent victory against a proven team now, or a somewhat proven team in Illinois. Whereas, like I was mentioning earlier, Bama, FSU, a week 1 game, going into that. And Bama's still ranked, man. Bama's at 17, so it's not like Bama's a scrubby team at all. But yeah, just me personally, nothing against the Noles, even though I'm a Cane. And
you have a lot against them. What are you talking about, bro?
Okay, but looking at it as an objective host of the pod, I just think I was very impressed by Indiana this weekend. Is all I was gonna say.
Okay, I agree with you. I think Indiana looks really good. Mr. Miami boy Mendoza had like double the amount of touchdowns as incompletions, something like close to it. So
Yeah,
actually ridiculous game for him. Yeah, I think I like Miami ahead of Penn State. I understand like Penn State didn't really play and LSU demolished southeastern Louisiana, so like I understand if they could be a little upset that they got bounced, especially since Florida's not even that good. Sorry, Miles. But, I think UM is better. We'll see Penn State Oregon is going to be a huge game. If Penn
Massive.
State wins, I think they go back to number 2. And because
And
Miami's
that's
not playing
fair.
anybody,
And that's
so
honestly, that's
yeah,
fair. That would be.
yeah,
You could even make the argument for Penn State being number 1 if they beat Oregon, because that would be the best victory of the year so far.
yeah.
No,
I
truly,
mean, yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
it would.
And if Oregon wins, I wonder what's going to happen there. Penn State probably drops
If
out of the top
Oregon,
10.
if no, it depends how they lose, I think.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
But if
But yeah, so
Oregon
we won't
wins,
speculate on
yeah,
that.
if Oregon wins, they would for sure go up to number 1 in the country. No doubt in my mind.
Really?
Yeah, with the way they've
You
looked,
think so?
so far. I mean, they've looked better than Penn State in their game so far, and they've played better competition.
Interesting.
Penn State just
Yeah, that
has a
should
better
be cool.
roster. I mean, you look at it talent for talent wise. Penn State
Hmm.
has a better roster. They have a better quarterback in Drew Aller. Um, they have more experienced players. I think they have. We talked about this. I think a few episodes ago. I think they have the most returning talent in all of college football. Like
Yeah,
on a percentage wise on their roster. So they have the most experience in college football. On paper they have the best team in the country, but obviously these games aren't played on paper. They're played out on that football field, baby, on the gridiron. So um,
yeah.
yeah, if Oregon wins for sure, they'll go to number 1, no doubt in my mind.
All right. Well, we'll see about
Yeah,
that.
just with the way they've been playing, man, it's crazy.
Yeah. Um, great slate of games this week. Ole Miss is playing at LSU. Should be a good one.
Bama, Georgia,
Um,
come on now.
yeah, Bama, Georgia, and then Penn State, Oregon, like we mentioned. We can get into those individual games if you'd like.
No, I think we should finish the rankings first. Let's go through them.
Okay.
So we
I'll say John Mateer, big loss for Oklahoma. He's going to be out for about a month. So I don't
I
know where
heard they
Oklahoma's going to be
want to try to
ranked.
get him back before the Texas game, which honestly,
Don't they play Texas like in 2 weeks?
I believe it's in 3. They play somebody next week. They have a bye, and then they play Texas. I believe. I'm not too
Okay.
sure though. Um,
I can probably check that out. But yeah. So I mean, I don't know, do you think that's possible? They play October 11th.
Is it possible? Yes. Where I look at this though is if they're trying to rush him back for that game, my concern is he going to be entirely healthy? I don't, you never want to
Definitely
see,
not.
that, but it's definitely a thing in sports, and it happens all the time where a player will try to rush back for a big game. I think if I'm Oklahoma, if I'm the athletic staff, the director, the athletic team at Oklahoma, if I say, okay, look, Mateer's at like 75-80% for the Texas game, don't play. All right, unless he's 100% for the Texas game, don't play him because you still have the rest of the season. And I understand,
Yeah.
and I think the committee would take that into account too. Let's say you lose a Texas game, what? Even if it is bad, you get trounced by, which I don't think so with the way Texas has looked this year. Because if you put that Texas offense up against that Oklahoma defense, which they have a top 10 defense in the country, that they're gonna keep you in the game, man. Because if Texas can't score, then you have a shot in the game at least. But we'll get to that when it's when we're closer to that matchup in a few weeks. I think you gotta sit Mateer.
Yeah.
I think you gotta sit Mateer, man, and keep him healthy for the rest of your season because they're in a very nice position to probably make the playoffs here.
Yeah, I agree.
Even if they don't make it to the SEC championship game, you win. You go 9-3 with their schedule, and you go to the SEC championship game. And let's say one of those losses is because you lost against Texas because John Mateer wasn't playing. I think the committee's going to take that into account with the way they've been playing.
I agree. Well, what do you think the pollers are going to take into account? So they're on a bye this week. But if Florida State wins, if Texas A&M wins, if Indiana wins, if these teams right behind them win, you think they're going to bounce Oklahoma? Because we saw what happened with good old Florida State a couple years ago. Without Jordan Travis, they got bounced. Even just because like obviously they weren't playing well, but I think you'd have to assume that Oklahoma's success is because of John Mateer. He's been crazy for them.
Well, I think that's the situation with FSU a few years ago is a bit different because at the end of the season and it's going into the playoffs without your quarterback. Um, this might be a little bit different just because, like I was saying, he is expected to come back. Let's say all these teams do win. Okay, depending on how FSU beats Virginia, which is going to be, I think, their biggest test of the year so far, even more than Alabama because now there's tape on Florida State. I'll tell you why. No, I'll tell you why now. I think because I'm not saying Virginia is better than Alabama, not at all. But I'm saying I've liked what I've seen out of Virginia. There's tape on these teams now. Virginia has a possibility to prepare for FSU. Week 1, FSU was an absolute wild ball, especially compared to what they were last year. You did not expect that out of that FSU team. I don't think anybody did. Alabama, went in there confidently thinking that they're going to win that game. Virginia's not going to go into this game, even though they're at home, confidently thinking they're going to win this game. They know it's going to be a war out there, and I think they're going to prepare for that. So it's going to be definitely the biggest test on FSU and see. I still think they're going to win, obviously, but I think if we see how they play, if they still dominate, then damn man, yeah, this seems scary, and you can compete for the national championship for sure. Now, if they get tested a bit, that makes me feel better as a Miami fan as well. But it'll just show the true colors for Florida. But I think you guys will dominate, honestly.
All right. Well, we'll see about that.
Outside of the top 10, you're looking here at Indiana at 11. I'm happy with that. Texas Tech, Ole Miss, Iowa State, Tennessee, Georgia Tech, Alabama, Vandy, Michigan, and Mizzou. Honestly, I like 10 through 15. Besides Iowa State in front of Tennessee. I understand Iowa State's a pretty good team. And they've played pretty good so far this year, but they haven't really played against anyone of note. Tennessee, like I said last week, has the possibility of being a top 5 team in the country. In Georgia, if they would have won, they'd probably be top 10 right now. So I don't see why they should honestly be ranked right behind Texas Tech, in my opinion. Tennessee, so have them at 13 in front of Ole Miss and Iowa. Georgia Tech, I like them at 16 still. I think they're properly ranked. Alabama, until they get a big win, which they have the opportunity to do that this year. I think that's where the committee's going to keep them at, more or less that range. Vandy has played really good, and I think they're deserving of being higher than 18. Just because of the way they've played this year so far, and I think they're gonna get a very good win under their pocket. Pretty soon we're gonna see. I mean, the SEC, you gotta play big teams, you gotta play good teams. So, we're gonna see. I think we're gonna see them skyrocket up these rankings pretty soon.
Yeah, it should be interesting. Definitely see about that. And yeah, I feel like. Do you have anything else to add? No?
No, I'm not. I was gonna say you. I thought you said the only thing left to add. I thought you were gonna say something, but
Oh, no. Do you want to say anything else?
no. I mean,
feel like we
I
kind of
feel like
covered
the
it.
rest is good. I mean, again, I think everything outside of the top 10 for now is just like you pick and choose where you want. Like if you want to reward teams for winning, or if you want to reward teams for what they've looked like so far, who they've played. It's kind of up to interpretation up to that point. But yeah, no,
Yeah,
I'm happier with this week's rankings than I was with last week's for sure.
cool. Good stuff. Yeah, so we can talk about the individual college football matchups for this week, but I mean we kind of did, so maybe we
Yeah, I
can
mean,
skip that. It's up to you.
yeah, we could
If you want to just mention anything.
we could talk about Bama, Georgia, and Oregon, Penn State for sure. I mean, that's the 2 biggest matchups. And then I briefly touched on Virginia, FSU. I don't know if you wanted to add anything onto that.
Not really. I think it's gonna be an interesting game. It's our first away game, so we'll see how that
And it's
goes.
Friday night too, so it's national television.
Yeah, that is true. So we'll see how that goes. But I don't have anything else to add to that. We can talk about Alabama, Georgia. So what do you think is gonna happen here?
I think this game is probably the most important game of the SEC so far. Um, and the reason I say that is because whoever wins this game is going to be in the driver's seat for the SEC championship game.
You think so?
Yes, because Bama's only loss was Florida State, who's a top 10 team in the country right now, and that was not a conference loss. So in SEC play, they're still perfect. They haven't
It's
lost.
true. That is true.
Is this their first SEC game? I don't think so. Right? Last week, who did they play last week?
Alabama?
Yeah, Wisconsin was 2
I
weeks
believe
ago,
Alabama.
right? Or was it last week?
I believe Alabama did not play last week.
Okay, so this is their first SEC game.
Yes, that is correct. They played they played Wisconsin 2 weeks ago.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, first SEC. Yeah, this is the first week of SEC games for the majority of the teams, I would say. But anyways, yeah.
First week of conference play. You have, in my opinion, what's going to be your hardest game if you're looking at it from Alabama's point of view, in conference. You're going away to Athens, but Georgia's only favored by 2.5. So what does that tell me? Alabama's still a good team. If this game was in Bryant-Denny Stadium at Nick Saban Field, they would probably be favored by 2.5. If it was at a neutral, they'd be probably split even. So if Alabama can get it done, I don't think they will. So there's my projection right there. I think Georgia is going to win this game. But if Bama gets it done,
Yeah.
they're handedly in the driver's seat to make at least the SEC championship game. Because the rest of their schedule is going to be a lot easier, and the rest of their hard games are going to be played at home. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Yeah, I think Georgia's going to win as well, for whatever that's worth. And then I think this is a bigger matchup in terms of the rankings. Was it number 3 versus number 6?
exactly.
Yeah.
You want to start this one off, Colin? Go ahead.
Yeah. So I really like. Okay, so I'll start this way. Penn State. We've talked about this many times. We mentioned it already now, but I think they're very overrated. We'll see. Maybe part of the reason I say that is because they haven't played anybody. But even last year, like I'm just not a big Drew Aller guy. I feel like he makes a lot more mistakes than he does things well. I'm not watching Penn State every week, but the times when they're in big moments, I feel like they always sell. And on the Oregon side, I really like their quarterback. Their quarterback has been playing very, very well. I'm trying to look up some stats here, but yeah, let me see. So Dante Moore, right? Very good player. This is the first time I'm hearing of him, to be honest, this year. But they played their rivals, Oregon State, last week. He threw 10 incompletions on 31 passes, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, right? QBR 81.4, 305 yards. Really, really, really solid player. And they've been dominating every game. They beat Oklahoma State by 63 points. They beat Northwestern by 20. Oregon State, they won by 34. So, I feel like, Oregon's usually good. Their quarterback is exciting. I like their defense. Their defense hasn't allowed more than 14 points so far this year. And, Penn State was struggling for a little bit against FIU. So that's all I got to say about that.
Well,
I
I don't think
think
they were
I think
struggling,
or
but yeah, you're right. They weren't
they,
dominating.
yeah. They at the beginning it was a little wishy-washy there. Obviously they got it done, but Penn State, they beat Nevada by I mean, look, Penn State's a good team. I'm not saying that they're bad. Their defense is very good. They haven't allowed more than 11 points. But I don't know about Mr. Aller, to be completely honest. I think this game will be a big prove it game for him in my eyes personally. I know a lot of people think he's really good already, but like FIU, he was 19 for 33. It's not great. Only 200 yards. I feel like he should do better than that against FIU. It's just my personal opinion. So I don't know. We'll see. I think I like Oregon in this game. I know it's probably an upset alert right there. I think the game is at Penn State. It is. So white out prime time. It's gonna be a lot of fun. But I like Oregon as a team better, and I'd go with Oregon to win this game. What do you think?
Well, here's what I feel. I feel very similarly about Penn State. Like you. Um, Penn
Hmm.
State in college football is like that one friend who says he's gonna be the designated driver. Uh, but you you're not taking him seriously because you know that man cannot be the designated driver because by the time we get to the function, he's gonna want to have a few beers. And once he has a few beers in the system, he doesn't know how to stop. So
Yeah, I
that's
feel that.
that's how I feel about Penn State in college football. Um, great guy to have around, great friends, but not responsible, man. You can't trust him. Keyword trust. You
Hmm.
cannot trust Penn State
Yeah.
in the big games, man. And um, they've shown it to you time and time again. Um, yeah, under what's his name? I always forget his name. The Penn State head coach.
Franklin,
Yes, under
James
James
Franklin.
Franklin. They've been, I believe it's 1-9 in top 10 uh
Mm.
matches or top 10 or against top 10 opponents.
Games. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Um, which is not very confidence inspiring. He's been there for many years now. He's been on the hot seat for like at least 2 years, um, if not more. But if you don't win this game,
Yeah.
again, you have every intangible going for you. It's a whiteout game in the Big Ten. I think their last major whiteout game was against Auburn in 2021. And I mean, Auburn's not a bad team, but they weren't world beaters in 2021. This is Oregon,
Yeah.
right? Number 6 in the nation. Conference rivals, conference game. You have the whiteout. You have, like we were talking about earlier, on paper, the best team in the country. There's no excuse for you to lose this game. So if you lose this game, in my mind, that already means you lost the national championship game. Because if you can't win this game, how are you going to be expected to win critical playoff games come playoff time?
It's true.
Hell, they could lose this game and still go on to be conference champions, and I still wouldn't like their odds to win the national championship.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I agree. They're one of those teams that they never get it done. It's like the Bills.
so for that reason, because of how much pressure is on Penn State to win this game, I'm gonna take Penn State. I think if they don't find a way to win, it's not that they're gonna let me down. They're gonna let themselves down. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna take Penn State. This is like a do or die game for them, truly.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. It really is. Really is. We'll see what happens. 7:30 p.m. on NBC on Saturday, September 27th. It's going to be a good one. And yeah, we'll see. There's a lot of other good games. Like we said, Ole Miss is playing LSU. I think
It's a fun weekend, man.
Illinois is playing
I
another
can sit
good
down,
team.
relax,
Yeah.
watch it on the TV this weekend since I'm not gonna be at the game.
Yeah, it's true. That's true. Speaking of the UM game, would you like to talk about your college game day experience? I'm
Yeah,
very
absolutely,
interested.
man. So we did go to college game day last week, pod. We got the helmet. Here we go. We got the helmet. We got the Home Depot gloves here for y'all as well. So
Oh, nice.
yes. So these will be my new football gloves. Gotta represent with the drip.
Are they sticky?
Yeah, they are sticky. Um, they're
Okay.
sticky
Nice,
gloves.
nice.
Sticky gloves. I don't know if you can't wait, maybe you can hear the sound if I put it onto the microphone. Give me 1 second.
I don't know. Oh, yeah, those look good, man. Nice, nice, nice. I like them.
But yeah, would recommend if you've never done it. Obviously to get that experience, especially in Miami, they don't come every year or every 2 years. Last time they came was 2017. So, well, technically they came, I believe it was in 2020. No, yes, 2020. But that was obviously COVID year, so nobody was doing anything. Um,
Mm.
But yeah, no, last time they came was 2017, and they don't really come to Miami that often. Well, maybe now they will start coming more because the Canes look like they're going to be good at least for a bit under
Yeah.
Mario Cristobal. Um, but if you get the chance, man, I would say yeah, go. It was a very fun experience, very exhausting, as I told Colin. I did not get there early, but due to some connections I had, I was able to get to the front of the line. Um, but I got there at 4:30 in the morning, and that was already like there was already like close to 200, 300 people in line already.
Wow.
Yeah. Um, and I was there until 11. I had to leave an hour early. Sadly, I had to watch Pat McAfee dive off the platform on TV, not in person, as I was getting ready to take a nap before I started tailgating for the UF game. But yo, if you get the chance, go. And then you can say you did it, and you don't have to go again. So definite.
Were you there for the field goal kick?
No, that was actually right as we were leaving. They were setting everything up
Oh,
for
okay.
the kick.
Thanks. So they didn't pick you. Did you get a
Yeah,
raffle?
I did get a raffle ticket, and they actually pick within like half an hour of when the show starts. It was like on the first or the second commercial break.
Oh, okay.
They tell you what raffle
Cool.
number gets picked, and yeah, sadly I didn't get the number. Otherwise, I would
Dang.
have definitely sunk that kick. I would have told Pat McAfee just like that man said, it's for the boys. Give me the 500K. Um,
Yeah,
you
that's the
know,
trick now. You got to tell him it's for the boys. He'll give you more money.
yeah. But
It's
no,
funny.
I didn't get the kick.
Dang it, man. It's all right. It's all right. All right, well, let's transition over now to the NFL. We're gonna
Everybody's
go
favorite
over.
part of the pod.
Very true, very true. We're gonna do a recap of Week 3 of the NFL, and we will start it off with the Thursday night game that we all disappointingly watched. Although there was hope for a little bit. There was hope for a little bit. The Miami Dolphins and the Buffalo Bills on Thursday night. You know, the Dolphins were playing well. Our first drive was very good. I was very impressed. You know, Tyreek finally scored a touchdown.
Don't
You know,
say this. The Dolphins were not
uh,
playing well. They know what they were doing. They were getting our hopes up high just to snatch it and take it
mhm,
right back down again.
that is
It was all
true.
on
That is
purpose.
true.
McDaniel's a
I do
terrorist.
believe. Yeah. Yeah, it was looking all good, and then at the end too, just decided to mess it up. And when you throw 34 passes and you only have 146 yards, that's not good. And the defense actually played a little bit better than I thought, although still bad. Still bad. Don't get me wrong, they played bad. But the offense, you know, a little bit more methodical. Achane ran the ball well. Thought he was efficient there on the ground. And the O-line, very impressed actually. I feel like the O-line is the worst part of our offense. And they held up very nicely. Tua had a lot of time, which helped, but couldn't save him from that game-sealing interception. And that's all I have to say about that. Because, yeah, do you have anything to say?
Nope. I mean,
Nope.
you covered the
Cool.
bases. I was watching the game. I was like, damn, we're in it. But I tempered my expectations. Thank God. Um,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. That's what you got to do.
yeah, the Dolphins took the joy away from me again.
Yeah. Yep. They always do. Bengals Vikings.
You called it.
Crazy, crazy. I did, I did. Crazy game for the Vikings. Bengals looked really bad. Jake Browning is not playing
Yeah,
well, which, you know,
I expected him to play
not good.
much better than that, at least. I mean, I wasn't expecting him to be
Yeah.
Joe Burrow, but I feel like if he would have been at least adequate, um, honestly, the Bengals could
Yeah.
have won. They had the talent there for it, man. But
hmm
yeah, Browning was just
Yeah.
horrible.
Yeah. Vikings defense was incredible, specifically Isaiah Rodgers. He had
I
a
think they
pick
had two
six
pick
and a fumble
sixes.
return
There's
touchdown.
somebody who had two pick
One
sixes.
one one of them was a pick six, and the other one was a fumble return for a touchdown. So he scored two touchdowns. Um, so crazy, crazy game for him. Does somebody say how many turnovers there were? Yeah, the Bengals lost three fumbles, along with Browning's two interceptions. So big day for the Vikings defense. And Carson Wentz, you know, he didn't have to do a whole lot, but he was very efficient. And Jordan Mason, you know, without Mr. Aaron Jones, you know, was able to take on a big load of the offense there and he scored two touchdowns. So
Which that's always
very
nice.
nice. Absolutely. So Vikings doing well there. It's, a little surprising, I guess, without JJ McCarthy, but Carson Wentz is a good backup, so I like it. Texans are 0-3, which I think is a little bit surprising. However,
Is
not
it?
too surprising
I
because,
said this coming into the year. Remember, I said I don't think the Texans are going to be as good, and you and Mark
yeah,
both looked at
and I
me.
agree.
Oh,
No, I agreed with you. I agreed with you. I mean, I don't think I feel like I'm a little surprised they're 0-3 maybe, but I've been a big CJ Stroud decliner. You know what I'm saying? So,
not a hater,
you
just a
know,
decliner.
yeah,
You
exactly.
refuse to adopt the
Yeah, because
ideas.
I'm not like, like it's chill. If I predict something to happen, I like myself to be right, I feel like,
Obviously.
yeah, there you go. Uh, Daniel Jones, man, Indiana Jones. He's not doing a whole lot in terms of touchdowns, but he's good. And Jonathan Taylor's an absolute beast. And Cam Ward just decided to throw like the worst interception of all time. Was it a pick six? I think it was a
It
pick
was.
six.
It was right at the beginning of the game too.
Yeah, not great, but yeah,
I mean,
Pittman's looking good.
you kind of love to
JT
see
looking good.
their offense rolling, man. It's good to see the Indianapolis
Yeah,
Colts be good again. Now, I will say
I
this:
agree.
they haven't played the toughest competition. Definitely not the
True.
Baltimore Ravens schedule so far,
Yeah.
um, but hey, man, I mean they're 3-0. You can't take that away from them.
Yep, that's true. Mariota had a good game here. No surprises for I thought this wouldn't have been a surprise. You and Mark both took the Raiders. So,
I know.
okay. Um, I think game of the week, honestly. This was a crazy game. I was looking at the score. I was playing golf. I was looking at the score. I was like, dude, the Rams are balling right now. Like, let's go. I picked the Rams. You picked the Rams. We all picked the Rams. Let's go Rams. And then I looked at my phone an hour later, and this happened,
Yep.
and I was very confused.
Yep.
And it's really unfortunate
The ending of
because
that
who
game
could,
was absolutely madness. It was just
yeah,
craziness to see on both sides of the
yeah,
ball.
yeah. The Rams just got shut down in the fourth quarter. I think the third quarter they scored a touchdown here. I think that was at the beginning of the third quarter, so they went almost two full quarters without a score, and that cost them the game. Jalen Hurts actually started throwing the ball, and AJ Brown woke up. So
Right?
very promising for fantasy purposes.
Welcome to
What's not promising is Saquon Barkley having 46 yards. But yeah, Jordan Davis crazy block. They blocked two kicks, and then the last one was returned for a touchdown. So. If you bet on the spread there, I apologize to you.
not
Or maybe it was good. It was
honestly
good.
the
I don't
most
know.
surprising um result of the whole week.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. You're talking about this game,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Yeah. I don't think the Falcons are particularly good. I think like the Texans, they are overrated as well. However, 30-0 is ridiculous. Did not expect that. And then 30-0 from arguably one of the worst teams in the league. That's even more surprising. Now, it's a divisional game, so those are always different. But yeah, I that's Michael Penix threw a lot of terrible decisions. Pick six, a lot of pick sixes this week. And yeah, Bryce Young did not need to do a whole lot to, um, to. I mean, he rushed for a touchdown, but that was about it. And Kirk Cousins played, so good for him.
Good to see him
Good for
back.
him. Yeah, absolutely. This game was mad boring. This was the surprise of the week for me. I cannot believe this
I think
happened.
that was the surprise of the week for everybody.
Yeah, yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, people on the Packers talking about going undefeated, playing probably one of the worst teams in the league. And then Quinshon Judkins decided to show up and crazy
Well, he showed up last week
first
too.
game as a starter. Yeah, but this was his first full game as a starter. I think he contributed a lot more to this week. And even with Joe Flacco not playing particularly well, the Browns defense is just we're all here talking about the Packers defense, which we should, but the Browns defense is incredible.
I mean, the Browns
And
defense has been good for the
yeah,
last what 3-4 years because of Miles Garrett. So
yeah, that's true. That is true. But yeah, not a lot of productivity out of the
you love to
offenses
see
in this
Njoku
game.
get some love, man.
Yeah,
Ex-UM
yeah,
player. It's all
that's
about the
true.
U, baby.
Yep, that is true. And yeah, another blocked kick that the Browns had on the Packers. So another block kick. And then speaking of block kicks, we got another block kick, and it was actually returned for a touchdown in the fourth quarter by the Jets, and they still lost. So that's pretty funny, especially
If I don't get at
as a
least
as a
one
Jets
blocked
hater.
kick per game the next time I play Madden, I'm gonna be
Yeah,
very mad because that is not accurate at all to
realistic.
IRL.
Yeah,
IRL, yeah, it's not realistic at all.
exactly. Exactly. That is true. Mike Evans has a hamstring injury as a result of this game, so that is very unfortunate. But yeah, Tyrod Taylor going in there for Justin Fields, one of the many backups that played this week, and he didn't do a terrible job, I don't think. This was the first week that I did not watch any of the games because, like I said, I was playing golf, so I'm not fully in touch with all of the specifics of each game. But but yeah, that
Well,
had a fun ending to it.
Ibuka played good in that game too.
Yeah,
Showing to me that
sure.
he's gonna be a
Sure.
consistent player for the next 3 or 4 years for sure. I like what I'm seeing from him.
Yeah, very true. Chargers undefeated, very impressive win against the Broncos.
Crazy.
Justin Herbert is
Also,
playing
might I add,
very,
their
very well.
pass offense is off the charts. The Chargers.
Yeah. Not crazy numbers in terms of touchdowns and interceptions for Herbert, but a lot of yards, a lot of attempts, and another game-winning field goal. So a lot of game-winning field goals this week. And Quentin Johnson seems like he's picking things up. Um, I guess a little bit notably, maybe not so notable, but Najee Harris out for the season with a torn Achilles, I believe. So rookie Amari Hampton is going to have to take on the entire workload there for the Chargers. So yeah, Chargers looking good, very good. Seahawks Saints, not a big surprise there. Saints just do not look very good. Bears Cowboys, another surprising game for me personally.
Oof.
Definitely thought the Cowboys would win. And CeeDee Lamb looks like he's going to be out for a minute.
Yeah,
So
he does, sadly. But
yeah.
did you see that performance from Caleb Williams? Man, he was making some throws out there
Oh yeah.
that were absolutely, what's the word I'm looking for? First pick-esque. Finally
Yeah.
looking like the first pick of the draft. Um, so far this season, he had his moments last season, but I think this is the best game of his career so far, honestly.
Yeah. I think so. I think this is his second game throwing 4 touchdowns. So very, very impressive. But overall game, I'd say, yeah, this was definitely his best game, including they had a little flea flicker there to Luther Burden. So that was a very nice play call there from Mr. Ben Johnson.
That was very risky,
Another
man. He
game.
didn't have a lot of protection. If you would have held the ball for half a second more, 0.5 more
Yeah.
seconds, he would have been a gone man. That's for sure.
Yeah. Cardinals 49ers. Unfortunately, I predicted this game incorrectly. I was almost right, but
It
49ers
was a
had to
very
kick the
close
game-winning
game the
field goal.
whole way through. I think this is one of the games I watched
Yeah.
the most through the weekend. So
Oh yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
crazy.
Unfortunate injury though to James Conner there out for the season with a torn ACL, I believe. And then also even bigger for the Niners, Nick Bosa also with a torn ACL,
Yeah.
out for the rest of the year, both of them. So very unfortunate injuries in this game. Chiefs Giants. Chiefs pick up their first win of the season. However, they still looked really, really bad. And they played the
Did you
Giants,
hear
and
the Chris
not good.
Collinsworth commentary
All right, all
on
right,
the
all right, all right.
interception turnover?
Hold on, bro. Hold on. I get what he's trying to say. I get it. I
No,
understand his point.
we all understand his point. We all saw that play happen live. You're like, damn, that's crazy. Quarterbacks usually don't do that. However, the amount of glaze, absolutely unnecessary.
Okay,
What
that's
do you
fine.
think?
That's fine. Um, yes, I think his comments were warranted. I feel like it was good that he said that because it was very impressive. But he also should have added on to that the fact like that wouldn't have had to have happened if he didn't make the mistake in the first place. Like
Yeah.
he could have mentioned that part. But his comments, I thought they were fine. I thought they were fine. And I myself am a big Mahomes guy, so I don't really care. Like that's Mahomes. That's Patrick
Obviously,
Mahomes. But
that's the
even though it
homie.
is Patrick Mahomes, he made a lot of goofball plays in this game. And
A lot is
yeah,
an
I just
understatement.
Yeah, that's true. On the Giants side, though, Cam Skadbu looks very, very good. Led the team in receiving yards and rushing yards, and he had more touchdowns than Russell Wilson. So that is something. However, Giants fans they wanted Russell Wilson out of there, and now they got Russell Wilson out of there. Jaxson Dart is starting next week
Yeah,
against
as of
the
next week,
who are
Jackson
they playing?
starting is
Who are they playing?
absolutely.
Who? The Chargers. They're playing the Chargers. Thanks, Miles. Got a resident Giants fan over here. You can come in if you'd like. Yeah. So he said he's good. He doesn't want to talk. He knows that his team
Yeah, I was
sucks.
about to say he knows he's
The,
losing next week too.
yeah, yeah. So here's my thought. I mentioned it to him. Why are they benching Russell Wilson now? They got the Chargers, who have a great defense. They're playing amazing, and they're gonna thrust their rookie quarterback into there. When the following week they play the Saints, I would have just waited to start him against the Saints. I feel like that would have been a lot easier of a game. Um, and nice, easy. You got to ease Jackson into the league, but I guess they just want to send him out there against one of the best defenses in the league. I don't really like that decision. Um, but yeah, that's all I got to say about that. But sorry, that's not all I got to say about that. I just wanted to mention, like I mentioned before, I'm a big Jaxson Dart guy. I'm very excited to see him play. Do I think he's going to have a great game? Probably not, just because the Chargers are very good and
Yeah,
this
the
is his
Chargers are
first
playing
start.
great.
But I think he has a good future in front of him. And if he plays bad against the Chargers, don't judge him. Wait and see what happens against the Saints the following week. So there we go. What do you think?
No, I think you kind of hit the nail on the head with that one. I think he has a lot of
Yeah.
upside potential. Again, he's very unproven. I think even still in college, I mean, you saw he was somewhat of a raw talent, but he's still very good. So, um,
Yeah.
yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I think they're gonna lose that game, but I mean, it's gonna be interesting to watch him play.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. And then Monday night, great game. Great game. I thought I'm okay. Don't let me forget this. I want to mention something about the end of the game. But overall, Lions very, very impressive win. Um, they sacked Lamar, I think, 7 times. Their defense was unreal, which is crazy to say that they scored 30 points. But I thought their defense, played very well against Lamar, which is also crazy because he threw for almost 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. I don't, but still, like when you watch the game, you feel like the Lions played well. David Montgomery, crazy game. I did not even realize that he had 150 and 2 touchdowns. That's insane. And Amon-Ra with a great game, clinching fourth down catch there. Mark Andrews woke back up, and Derrick Henry fumbled again. He's fumbled in every single game this year. Very, very surprising. I don't know why this is happening, but once again, Derrick Henry's fumble kind of sealed the game there for the Ravens. Yeah. Um, Oscar, what do you think about this game? And then I want to hop back in because I have something to
Yeah, I was
mention.
about to say you want to talk about the end of the game. Go ahead.
Well, no, you go. You had first. Go ahead
Well,
first.
I mean, I think this game was really good. I think I initially chose the Ravens to win this game because it was in Baltimore. Um, but I mean, the story of the Ravens so far this year is um almost. It's just the word almost because you look at game one
Yeah.
versus the Bills, they could have easily won that game if they would have just executed in that last quarter. Not even that last half of the last quarter. So just
hmm
they almost beat the Bills. Now, week two, I think they played Cleveland. Easy team, win.
Yeah.
Week three, okay, you have Detroit this time at home. Because week one, you were away in Highmark Stadium in Buffalo. Okay, but now you got a good team at home. This is your time to shine. And you were behind the whole game. Now, they kept it
Yeah.
close, they kept it competitive, but you were behind the whole game. That matters. Whoever scores first, that matters because you get to dictate the pace of the game now. They couldn't do that. They were playing catch up the entire time. So I think they'll figure it out. They'll sharpen some things out, straighten them out. Get ready for the rest of the season and the playoffs. Hopefully for them, I'm sure they have playoff aspirations. So, hey
Yeah.
man, it's just
Absolutely.
two good teams playing a good game. Go ahead, Colin. You want to say something
That's
about the
true.
end?
Yeah. So a few years ago, I'm just I want to question John Harbaugh, which he's a great coach, second longest tenured coach in the NFL. I think he's done an amazing job there. Obviously, he won a Super Bowl. I just really dislike his end of game decisions, and it's hard for me to say this and feel 100% confident with my claim because he's an NFL coach and obviously he knows way more than me. But a few years ago, he went for two at the end of a game to try to win the game like five times, like three or four times. Five times was an exaggeration. A lot. He did it a lot. And they missed all of them, and they lost all of those games just because he wanted to go for two instead of sending the game to overtime. And not a lot of people like it wasn't really mentioned a whole lot, but there was some criticism about it, and I disagreed with him at the time as well because I don't really like that. I think you have a good team, go to overtime, play it out there, whatever. Um, this is just an example that I was thinking when the game was going on um, about end of game decisions. So stay with me. Let me know what you think. So they were down by 10 points, I believe,
Yeah.
with the ball. They had all three timeouts, and I think this was just north of the 2-minute warning. So, or maybe the 2-minute warning, I think the 2-minute warning passed. So, but anyways, they have three timeouts with just under 2 minutes left. They're driving down. They're down by 10 points, right? So what I'm thinking is the best chance you have at winning this game, because you're not going to recover an onside kick. That's very rare. Best chance you have at winning the game is they were on like the 50-yard line. I'm like, all right, you get to the 30-yard line. I think the next play they were at the 30-yard line. 30-yard line, clock's ticking under a minute, three timeouts. First down and 10, down 10 points. What I'm thinking is you kick the field goal on first down. Now it's a 7-point game, and you don't need to worry about an onside kick because you can just kick it off to them regularly, or you can still attempt an onside kick. That's fine. But now you have three timeouts. So if you stop them from getting a first down, you can use all three of your timeouts. You'll still have a minute left, and you can get the ball back with a minute left and try to score, which is very possible with Lamar Jackson
Absolutely.
and Zay Flowers and Mark Andrews. And I thought that's the most logical decision. If you don't kick the field goal, you continue to waste more time. You try to score a touchdown. You're going to have less time to kick a field goal if you were to get the ball back. Also, if you throw the ball in the middle of the field while you're trying to score said touchdown, and the clock's running, maybe you're going to be inclined to use a timeout. If you use a timeout, your chances of getting the ball back are zero because you can't stop the clock now. They don't need to get a first down. So what did they do? Instead of kicking a field goal, like I said, they tried to continue to score, and they threw the ball in the middle of the field, and they didn't even need to. I didn't really think it was necessary. John Harbaugh calls timeout. The second he called timeout, the game was over. The game was over. Because even if you score a touchdown, the only way to get the ball back
It's
is
an
to
interception.
get an onside kick. No, it's to get the onside kick because if they get the ball back, they're just gonna take a
Victory.
knee
Yeah.
or run it. Yeah. So I was very confused. The second they did that, I thought the game was over. Then they didn't even score a touchdown. They got sacked on fourth down, and they didn't even get any points out of that drive. And then they get the ball back because the Lions, I think David Montgomery scored a touchdown, and then they get the ball back. But now they're down 14, I think it was, and then the game happened, and they didn't like. I was lost. I was so confused.
Yep. Well,
So that's all I wanted to mention.
what I'm hearing from this is Colin should be a head coach in the NFL. Very simple, guys.
Yeah, thank you, yeah. Um, I just I just did not get the logic there, but it's John Harbaugh. He knows more than me. I'm curious to see what he was thinking there, but obviously I'll never know. Anyway, that is it for that. So now we're gonna get into your actual favorite part of the pod, our week 4 NFL predictions, and first we will look at the current rankings between me, Oscar, and Mark.
Pull them up, Colin.
Alrighty, so here they are. Here are their predictions. Mark and I, we tied. Oscar, you're one back of us. And Mark is still
In the
in the
lead.
lead with a 22 and 10 record. I am 19 and 13. You are 18 and 14. Did you expect this? Did you feel like as the games were going on that you'd have a 500 percentage for this week?
I could tell that a lot of the games were not going the way people thought they were going to go. Honestly, I'm disappointed in 8 and 8. I should be above 500 at least. Um, But yeah, we'll try to
Yeah.
improve this week based on the data that we've gathered.
Yep. Absolutely. And Oscar's upset alert is 0 for 2 on the season, so we gotta get on the board here.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So all right, let's get into the NFL Week 4 predictions. We're gonna start off Thursday night football. Seahawks at the Arizona Cardinals. Who do you got in this game?
Honestly, with the way they've looked, give me the Seahawks. Yeah,
Seahawks.
the Cardinals, I mean, they showed a lot of fight. I still think they're a good football team, and they're only 2-1, so they still have two other victories. Um, but no, I think the Seahawks will win this one. Just because they have a more complete team right now. Arizona's just kind of struggling right now, especially offensively. Their defense looked really good against San Francisco. Honestly, it's a coin toss of a game, but just give me the Seahawks.
Yeah. I agree with you. I'm gonna go with the Seahawks as well. I think their defense is also very good. And I think maybe without James Conner, they're going to need a little bit of an adjustment there in Arizona. So I'm going to go with the Seahawks there as well. Then we got the Vikings against the Steelers. I believe this game is, where is this game?
It's
It's
in
in London?
Minnesota. Oh,
No, it's a where are they playing? Oh, it's
Dublin.
in Dublin. Sorry. It's in Dublin. So they're playing in Dublin on 9:30 a.m. So early game. Got to get up to watch. Yeah, Vikings Steelers. I'm gonna go here with I don't know. I like the Vikings. I'm gonna go with the
I was about
Vikings.
to say, game's in Dublin. Gotta give me the Vikings.
Yeah. I wonder how Mr. Aaron Rodgers is gonna deal with the whole flight situation. I feel like they got an older team. It's gonna take a little bit more to wake him up. Carson Wentz playing well. Vikings defense is good, so I'll go with the Vikings there. Commanders at the Falcons to start the 1 o'clock slate. We got Marcus Mariota. I believe he's still, is he gonna, actually, you know what? I don't know. I don't know if Jaden Daniels is coming back. Regardless, though, I'll take the
Yeah,
Commanders.
especially after how the Falcons looked last week against the Carolina Panthers. Give me the Commanders.
Yeah, yeah. Chargers Giants. Here we go. We got Mr. Jaxson Dart's debut, and I think we already mentioned that we got the Chargers in this game.
Yeah, both of
But
us.
still, I'm still looking forward to seeing how he's gonna play.
All right.
That's one of the games that I'll definitely tune
Yeah,
into.
I'm sure we will hear
Uh,
about it. So
yep. Titans at Texans. Someone's gonna win their first game of the year there. So yeah, I mean, am I just gonna put down the Titans for you?
honestly, yeah, give me the Titans.
Yeah, yeah. Cam Ward's got to win a game at some point. I'm gonna go with Houston here. I think that they've played solid teams, um, and I don't know. I like the Texans in this game. Eagles Buccaneers, always a fun matchup.
Hmm.
Um, I really want the Tampa to win. I think both are undefeated, so someone here
Yeah,
is gonna lose their first game of the year. And I'm gonna pick with my heart here. I'm going with Tampa. Give me the
I
Bucks.
really want the Bucks to win, man. And
Yeah.
look,
The Eagles always struggle in Tampa. They always
I was
struggle.
about to say that this is literally the Eagles' bogey team. But bro, after that week, after that performance last week by the Eagles, where I mean, they had everything against them. They had
Yeah.
the Rams came out ready to play, like I said they would. They had the chip on their shoulder. They had the Oscars upset alert against them. Everything
Yeah.
against them. The Eagles still found a way to win. The Eagles, man, are just the team to beat. So because of that, gonna have to go with the Eagles. Mind you, I think this is gonna be a very close game, like the Rams game up until the end. The Eagles are just gonna find a way to win.
Yep. Yep. I totally get that. Then we got the Panthers at the Patriots. I really want to pick the Panthers, but I think they won their one game for a while now. Uh, I'm gonna go with, I don't know. I can't say the team name, bro. I don't know. What do you think?
Honestly, I haven't really liked.
Give me Carolina.
Yeah, I was
Give me
about to say I
Carolina.
haven't really liked what I've seen out of New England, so I'm gonna have to go with the Panthers. And mind you, the New England Patriots beat the Dolphins, but the Dolphins defense has been so horrible that they made
Yeah.
Ramondre Stevenson look like an all-pro back.
Yeah,
So
that's true. Panthers have a better defense, obviously, as seen by their shutout last week. So hopefully Panthers will get it done there. We got the Saints and the Bills.
please move on.
Yeah, there's really no way around this. It's literally the best team in the league versus the worst team in the league. Give me the Saint. No, I can't. I can't. I can't. I would, but I can't. I need my record to be actually good. Now, if the Saints win, I'll be ecstatic. So that's great. Browns Lions. I think it's gonna be an interesting game. I like both defenses. Both defenses are very, very good. Last time the Lions played a good defense, they got destroyed. But nevertheless, the Browns have nobody on offense. Give me Detroit.
I'm also gonna go Detroit for this one.
Yeah. Yeah, makes sense there. Makes sense. Jacksonville, San Francisco. I feel like this could be an interesting game. Um, I don't really know how I want to go here. There's no Nick Bosa. ETN has been playing well. Jaguars just beat the Texans. Niners barely beat the Cardinals with Mac Jones. I think Mac Jones is going to play, right? Is he still the starter there?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Here, you go first. Let me search up. Let me just double check about Brock.
Do you hear that? I'm sure you hear
Ooh.
that. Now, the Jaguars lost to the Cincinnati Bengals this year. And I believe that is their only loss, which was a season opener. The Jaguars looked rejuvenated, redefined, revamped. And the Niners, although the better team, and they should win because they are playing at home, and McCaffrey's been playing well. And Mac Jones did not look like a scrub in that game against Arizona, even though the Arizona defense was playing good. Mac Jones still looked like he knew what he was doing out there for, I believe, the second week in a row now. Even though the Niners have all these factors for them, I like the way the Jaguars are playing right now. Give me the Jaguars. They are slightly healthier, and the best ability is availability.
True.
We might even see a Travis Hunter pick six in this game. Who knows?
Whoa.
I wouldn't place a
That
bet
would be
on it,
interesting.
but I wouldn't be surprised if it happened.
Yeah, that'd be very interesting. I wonder how he's been doing. I haven't really looked at his
He's been all
stats.
right.
He had one catch last year.
Yeah,
I feel like he's been doing nothing.
he's been all right at DB. They haven't really placed him at receiver a whole lot, so.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm inclined to go with you here. I feel like the Jaguars, like you said, they're a more complete team. I think it looks like Purdy, from what I've seen, Purdy's looking to come back to play. However, their number one receiver, Ricky Pearsall, has not been in practice with a knee injury.
I didn't even
So I
know
feel
that.
like,
And
yeah,
he's been their
I feel
best
like that,
receiver too.
yeah, that is true. I would like to go with the Jaguars here, honestly, but Uh, I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna go with San Francisco. I'm gonna be a little bit different from you. I feel bad. I just keep comping you. So that's only our second disagreement here. Actually third. But anyway, I'll go with San Francisco. Next slate of games here, we got the Colts at the Rams. Very interesting game. See if the Colts can keep their undefeated streak going. I'm gonna go with the Rams. I really like the Rams. They're one of my favorite teams in the league. I like their players. I like their team. I like Stafford. I think the Colts run comes to an end here.
I think so too. I'm gonna pick the Rams only because this game is in LA. If this game was in Indiana,
Hmm.
Indianapolis, I would have picked the Colts because they
Yeah.
have been playing great, man. Cannot lie.
Yeah. I agree. I would not be surprised if the Colts won this one. Uh, Bears and the Raiders. Interesting. Yeah. Go ahead.
Give me the Bears. And I believe that would put them then at 2-2. Should be a great way to bounce back. So give me the Bears.
Yeah. Definitely. I really dislike both teams. I think both teams are not very good. I think Caleb Williams is very volatile. Like he threw 4 touchdowns. He could throw 4 interceptions. I would not be surprised. However, I'm gonna agree with you here. I don't really like picking the Bears. I don't think they're a great team, but the Raiders just look really bad. I mean, they lost last week to the Commanders
Sadly,
with
because they
Marcus
have
Mariota.
a pretty good roster on paper at least. But just they
Yeah,
haven't been able to figure
yeah,
things out and click.
yeah. I agree. I agree. Then we got Ravens Chiefs.
Matchup
So,
of the week.
when you were yeah, when you were saying that the Ravens had a tough start to their schedule, I was about to say, wait, next week they play the Chiefs. And then I remembered, but I don't the Chiefs are not good. Like at the beginning of the year I said the Chiefs are going to come back. Patrick Mahomes is going to be better than ever. They're going to be
I
back to what
said
they
the
once
same
were, and
thing.
they've been the opposite.
Yeah.
They've been this is the worst team I've ever seen with Patrick
Well, I
Mahomes.
mean, I think the Chiefs are going to be desperate, just like the Ravens, and so we're just going to see
Yeah,
good football here.
yeah,
I'm
that's
gonna
true.
have to
Both
give it
teams are
to the
1-2.
Ravens this week. Just because I feel like they need a little bit more. The Chiefs still have plenty of time to right the ship and make it to the playoffs. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, give me the Ravens.
Yeah, the Chiefs are really
Even though
they're
the
really
game,
banking on Rashee Rice
game
and
is on
Xavier
is at
Worthy.
Arrowhead, if I'm not mistaken. No,
Yeah, it is. It is.
so we never know. But that Ravens offense just looks so good, and if they could just click and not choke leads, that will be very scary
Yeah,
this year.
I agree. I agree. Chiefs are really hoping Xavier Worthy and Rashee Rice come back and really help out their offense. I think that the Ravens are going to win as well. I like it. I like the Chiefs. So I hope that they do well. I think Xavier Worthy is supposed to come back this week. Rashee Rice, they got to wait three more. I think three more games. But yeah, I'll go with the Ravens here. Wouldn't be surprised if the Chiefs pull it out, but I do not like what I've been seeing from them, so we'll go with Baltimore there. Packers and the Cowboys. We got Micah Parsons returning home on Sunday Night Football
And Micah will
to
dominate.
Dallas.
So just go ahead and give me
Micah
the
will
Packers.
dominate, he says. I really like the Cowboys. I like their chances in this game. I feel like it's gonna be a little closer than people think. Honestly, might have gone with the Cowboys surprisingly if CD was there. However, CD is not there. Give me Green Bay. I think he's a big
This
part of
is
their
gonna be
offense,
like
and you saw how
Luca.
Dak
This
was
is gonna
without
be
him.
like Luca versus the versus the Mavericks after he got traded to the
Yeah.
Lakers. That
hmm
Micah Parsons is a statement game. Come on now.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. We'll see. You'll see if that happens. I said this last week on Thursday Night Football between the Dolphins and the Bills. I said I am very, very sorry you guys are gonna have to watch it. Now, fortunately for us, the game was not as lopsided as I predicted. However, once again, I'm gonna say anyways, guys, I'm really, really sorry you have to watch the Jets and the Dolphins on Monday Night
Oh
Football.
my
That's
God.
actually depressing, and I apologize in advance. Um, Dolphins could win. I think it's a divisional game, so it's going to be a little bit more interesting. And then also, the Jets are not particularly good. I'd like to see if Justin Fields is going to come back or if he still has his concussion. Uh, it does not. Mm, I think it's not looking good. I think Tyrod Taylor is going to. I think he's going to play.
Tyrod Taylor. Yeah.
However, yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna go with Tyrod Taylor there playing in this game. Regardless though, you already know. Fins up, baby. Finally, we're gonna get our first one. Give me the
I
Dolphins.
think so too, man. If we lose to the
Yeah,
Jets, what are we even talking about? Scrap the whole season. I mean, it's already scrapped, but truly just blow the entire thing up if we lose to the Jets.
yeah, I agree. Got a home game, prime time. I really dislike
Mind
these
you,
double
Tua
Monday
has
night games. I don't know
never
why they do that.
ever lost to the Jets and the Patriots before 2 weeks ago. So
Yeah, he's never lost to the Jets, really. I didn't even know that. Wow,
he
wow.
hasn't lost to
Well,
the Jets or
anyways,
the Patriots. The only team he lost to in our division was
yeah, and I think he's only beat them once. And the Patriots, he lost 2 weeks ago. So that streak's over with. This streak might be over with as well. Would not be surprised. But the Jets are like the Patriots are not good, but they have a good history. The Jets have always sucked. And if we lose to the Jets, that is the epitome of rock bottom. That'd be suck. That would suck. The Jets also haven't won a game. So one of these teams are gonna win their first game. Hopefully it's us. We will see. Honestly, hot take, if we lose, Mike McDaniel's gonna get fired. That's my
that's
hot
not a
take right
hot
now.
take.
That's my take right now. Then the second game on Monday night, Bengals Broncos in honor of Mr. Mark Sharble Francis. Broncos country.
Let's ride.
Let's ride. Give me the Broncos. Let's give me the Broncos here. I don't like how Jake Browning's been playing. Even though they beat the Jaguars in his first game, he still threw like 3 interceptions. Give me the Broncos to get back.
I agree. Browning just hasn't given me any confidence, and I want to believe in this Bengals team, man. Oh, I really like Joe Burrow, man. He's probably my favorite player in the NFL. But
Yeah.
he's not playing. And Jake Browning, you are not playing good or even adequate, which is what you need to be playing for these Bengals team. At least you are playing bad. And because of that,
Yeah.
going up against arguably the best defense in the NFL, um, yeah, give me the the Broncos to beat the Bengals.
Yep. There we go. We got the Broncos. Both of us, we only have 3 games out of the 16 different. You have the Titans, I have the Texans, and a couple more that I don't feel like naming right now. So, anyways, our records are probably going to be very similar once again. That is going to do it for us for this week. Thank you guys once again so much for watching. As always, we'll see if there's some more upsets this week. And hopefully, I'm praying to Lord Jesus Christ that the Dolphins get a win. All right, that's all I'm saying. And that Florida State wins on Friday night, which you guys will know that already by the time this video comes out. But thank you guys so much for watching. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. Peace and love, baby. See you next week.
All right.